Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another tutorial video. In this video, we're going to talk about PHP and we're in the second video here. So we're going to talk about single and double quotes and the difference in them and why you should use single quotes and why you should use double quotes. So if you've been programming with PHP for a while, you know that single quotes and double quotes are a headache. But in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about single quotes and double quotes and talk about when and why you should use them and where you should use them and how you should use them. And we're going to get into how you escape single and double quotes later on in a different video, because it's important to understand if someone says Tom's book and Tom apostrophe S and then book, that apostrophe S will throw off the programming sometimes depending on if it's not escaped properly. But in this video, I just want to talk about the difference between single and double quotes and how to use them. All right, so let's get started. So again, back here on our ideapro.io example.php page, and here in the code, we were working on this variable and explaining how HTML and PHP work together, all right? And then this part here, we were explaining a little bit about JavaScript, all right? So here, we're gonna come back in and put in, my name is PHP, and we're gonna echo name. Okay, so again, that's gonna give us, on our page here, my name is Josh, whatever's in this variable here. Now, I'm not going to talk about variables in this video, about different types of variables, but I do want to talk about single and double quotes. So variables will be on our next video. All right. So here I've used single quotes. If I used double quotes here, change these to double quotes, it's going to do the exact same thing. So if we refresh this page, there it is. It's going to do the exact same thing, right? Where it becomes a difference is whenever you use single and double quotes with variables inside, all right? So this is name is Josh. So we're going to create a new sentence. So we're going to say new sentence, all right? And so we're going to say my name is, and then we're going to say $name, which is this variable here. All right, so we're going to take out my name is here, and we're going to change this to our new sentence. So our new sentence variable. So with this single quotes, what we're hoping to get is my name is Josh, but we're not going to get that. We're going to get my name is $name. And the reason why is single quotes prints out exactly what you put in between those single quotes. If you were to change these to double quotes, before this variable is, or before this is processed, it's going to look at $name and put the value of $name in here. So now if we save this and come back and refresh, now it's going to say my name is Josh. So so this variable inside of double quotes, it works, but in single quotes, it doesn't. So if you're wanting to show a variable name like that in the sentence, like if you wrote code and you're writing instructions, you can say, whoops, use the variable $name. And so now it's going to say, use the variable $name. So that way you can basically write it out as instructions. But if you want it to return the variable value, then you would use double quotes. So we're going to put in a double quote here, and we're going to put a double quote here. And it's going to say, use the variable Josh, which doesn't make any sense. So that's the difference between single and double quotes. Now, you can escape the single and double quotes and call a variable, and it will execute no matter what, whether you're using single or double quotes. So let's go back to single quotes, like that, it's not going to work. It's going to say use the variable $name. We'll do it just again, just so you can see it. So it's going to say use the variable $name. Now, if we wanted to say my name is, and then print out that variable, again, it's not going to because we're using single quotes. Now, if we do another single quote here and a period and get rid of this last single quote, now basically what we've done is we've exited the single quote, we've added a period and then the variable name. Now it's going to work. My name is Josh. Now we can also put, after this, we can put another period and some more single quotes and, whoops. Hope you enjoy this video. So now we have, my name is Josh, hope you enjoy this video. I guess that could be a comma there, right? So, and you can do that same thing on double quotes. So if you add a double quote here, change all these to double quotes. And do a refresh, it's going to output the same exact thing. But now with the double quotes, you don't really even have to. You can just do it like this and it'll work. But in proper coding, I would say to add in like that. So when you're looking back at code and you want to fix something, or someone else is looking at your code, they can easily find this variable and change it because it stands out. You know, like the Sublime 3 text editor that I'm using, it changes the color of the variable names based on different from the string of text, right? So that's one way you can do it. And another thing you can do is now you can say, this is Josh's example page. Hope you enjoy this video, right? So by doing that, we now have a comma or apostrophe S. So this is Josh's example page. Hope you enjoy this video. Now, if we did this as single quotes, see how it's throwing off this color? This is purple over here, and this is yellow and then white. So if we do that, we're going to get an error on the page. The page isn't working. I'll show that again. I kind of escaped out of that really quick. So the page isn't working. And basically that's because this apostrophe S is throwing things off. Now, we can use a backslash in front of this apostrophe, which then fixes everything from there. So then we go back here and we refresh, and now it's working again. And this is Josh's example page. There's some other ways to escape apostrophes, and there's other ways to replace apostrophes with even HTML characters and stuff like that. I'm going to get into that in a future video. I wanted to make this just to kind of give you an idea of what the difference between single and double quotes are, and where you should use them, and why you should use them. It doesn't matter whether you use single quotes or double quotes. If you use it in this way, if you escape the quote and then do a period and then do your variable, it doesn't matter if it's single quotes or double quotes. Sometimes if I'm writing a lot of HTML inside of a variable, which I try not to do that often, I try to create those into its own separate file and include them and stuff. Again, we'll get into that in a future video. But if I do, typically I write the code and use single quotes. For example, let's say we're building a form, right? And we're going to say form is equal to, and then I'll use single quotes because by default, the method and actions and stuff like that, the different attributes of the form is going to be in double quotes by good practice. So it keeps me from having to escape every double quote if I use single quotes. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. if I say form method is equal to action is equal to, and and then we're going to close this form, right? So here I can say method is equal to post, action is equal to thank you .php, right? So in here, because I use single quotes, I can use double quotes in there and it's not going to cause a problem. Now, if these were double quotes on the ends, it's going to mess things up. Now, I could use single quotes inside of here and that page will still render properly in HTML. I don't prefer using single quotes on this type of stuff. On the attributes, I would rather use double quotes. So I could put double quotes here and double quote here, but then I need to escape with a backslash each one of these double quotes. Now, by doing that, now that is proper and it's going to work correctly, right? But for me, I would rather use a single quote on this kind of stuff to keep from having to exit each one of these. Now, if I use this backslash in front of this, it's going to cause some problems. So we need to take these back out. So it works properly like that. Now, if you want it to be a single quote for each one of the attributes of the HTML that you're writing, then you can do that. But again, the same thing, you have to escape before each one of these single quotes for it to work. Or use it as single quotes here and double quotes here. Whoops. Double quotes. Double quote. All right. So hope that makes sense. I'm going to remove this out of here. Hope that makes sense for you guys. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Remember to subscribe and like this video. The third video will be coming soon about, we're going to start talking about the variables and the different types of variables. And how you create variables. You see how we create variables here, but this is the basic of variables. So we're going to get into more details about the different types of variables and how to create those variables, and even how to change a variable from one type to another. So hope you like this video and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.